Hey, it's episode 148 of Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge. And this week, we got Kevin Kablasto here.
Hola.
And this week, later, we're going to talk about a movie we watched from Virginia, Invader.
From 1992.
From 1991, I thought.
Oh, 91? Okay, whatever.
That's what I
saw. Oh, that's a different movie.
And every week, we ask an age-old question about revenge.
This is why people tune in. This is why George is not here. Yes.
So, Kevin, did the fourth wise man, did he ever get revenge on the other three wise men for not warning him that his camel was actually a horse and that horse had glue factory blindness?
The hell does that even mean?
It means he walks straight into glue factories. Come on. Glue factory blindness.
It's Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge. The show where we create revenge sequels that nobody wanted.
Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge, the only podcast that makes revenge sequels to movies that didn't need them. And we're in the 50 of our tour, the 50 nifty United States. And this week,
is the end?
We're in the middle. We're near the end, yes.
Oh my God.
This week we did Virginia.
How many states are there? Well, it's not just states, is it?
Yeah, we did some territories to help us out here and there.
Okay. We're at the end?
Almost there.
Okay.
2 episodes away from episode 150. Got games and prizes planned.
People are saving all their letters for that episode.
People are calling in with voicemails.
All the celebrity cameos that we're going to have that episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can have Bat and Spider show up. Put an end to the feud.
Or as they're called in this movie, cheese and crackers.
That's good. Good. I get
jumping ahead. You guys got to laugh when we get there.
Oh my God. This movie's it's so funny. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen this movie, just stop the podcast now and watch it on Tubi. Watch the VHS rip on Tubi.
Do you have anything you wanted to tell us since you've last been here? Something amazing happened?
I feel like I was just here. Let's see. What has happened since I was here last? I've been binging a bunch of just DC animated stuff lately that I didn't see. Not like the Batman animated series and Superman animated, but any of the other
Super
stuff.
Friends. Yeah, so you watch Super Friends?
I didn't go back that far. I basically have nothing to talk to anyone about because it's just, I don't know. It's good.
That's fine. Here's a good spot to take a break and listen to a word from another podcast you may want to listen to.
Hello, and this is an advert for
Retrospection. It's the podcast that we do.
We do a podcast?
Yeah, we discuss the film and TV that we grew up with and see if it still holds up for us today.
Oh, what kind of stuff do we cover?
Anything, really. We've chatted about carry-on films, Bond, Hammer Studios, Knight Rider, The Professionals, including TV annuals, music, and nude action figures.
Nude?
Don't think about it.
Well, that sounds great. And is Retrospection available at all the usual good podcast stores?
And the bad ones.
Well, an irreverent podcast about film and TV sounds like something I really should be downloading.
You're in it.
I am? Well, that's news to me. But I have one question.
Yeah?
Who are you? What am I doing here? How does this work?
Nurse.
What are podcasts?
Nurse, it's happening again.
Why is the moon made of cheese?
It's happening again.
Benedictine? I bet he does.
And we're back.
Yes.
This weekend.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
What did you do?
It's a braggy thing.
Do it.
It's the 100th anniversary of The New Yorker and some cartoonists.
And you were a Clue in Jeopardy.
And I was a Clue in Jeopardy in Virginia.
Yeah.
There was an organized trip for all the cartoonists that wanted to come to like a private club in Manhattan, which I've never, I'm not like into that. It's very odd. I read their website. They interview.
You seem like a club kid to me.
They interview 5 people every 3 months and see if you're a fit for them, which says,
Weird.
no Jews.
That's kind of
blacks.
hard. I was going to say it's hard with New York, but yeah.
But but they allow people at parties there. So
Okay.
the New Yorker Cartoonist Party was there.
Okay.
Blah blah blah.
I think the blah blah
Blah,
blah,
blah, blah.
is the
Cartoonist.
juice. I think the blah 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 is the interesting bits.
No.
So yeah.
No, just allowed to talk about things you wouldn't. Like
you got
blah,
drunk.
blah, blah.
You got drunk and told off Mr. New Yorker. Is the point. So if anyone has a job for Tim, if you want completely useless knowledge about shows that were on in the 1940s, 1940 sitcoms, just
Right, 1940 sitcoms.
yeah, right into Seddy Bimco with an E at the end. Okay.
Fibber McGee and Molly. Come on, you're a fan, right?
Yes, love it. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt, so. Anyway, so wait, what happened at this party?
Secret club, anyway.
Yeah,
Club. You've seen that.
Listen.
You've seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut, right? It's kind of like
Yes.
that.
Okay.
Had to have a password.
Except you were rejected from every orgy.
Yes.
Yes. Room for one more. Sorry.
So a couple of cartoonists, are more than one. They're also into stand-up. So we had some stand-up routines from people I know, and then they surprised us with a surprise actual comedian.
Oh.
They said, and here he is, Louis C.K.
Oh no.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, go ahead. Actually, yeah, go ahead. I just remembered what I actually did this weekend, but
So it was Ronnie Chang. He was there. So somebody popped up.
I love Rodney Chang. As I loudly type.
Come on, Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm serious.
He's in a Marvel movie, Shang-Chi.
Oh, right? Was he? Did he play the guy with the rings?
Yeah, that was him.
Really?
So
did he? Wait.
But let me explain something. He was like he did a good set. I'm not gonna. You want me to go over his set joke by joke?
Yes.
But there's an older cartoonist, older than me. Mm-hmm. People who read cartoons. It's Mort Gerberg.
Yeah.
He's a very old man, and he wears an eye patch now. Okay. So we gave him chairs to sit right up front for the people doing stand-up. So he's sitting right in front, and Ronnie Chang, he was like, this is a weird crowd. There's like kids here and old people. I don't know who you are. And up front, here's the guy that escaped from New York.
That's good.
That's right.
That's pretty good.
Yes. And there was a younger hip woman who did some stand-up, and she kept doing like Drake jokes. And she said to Mort, sorry, Mort. Because she's like, I see you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that would have been me.
You're older than Tim Hamilton. You don't know what I'm talking about.
You're the measure of you divide the crowd between old and young.
Yes.
So yes.
That's all. Just first time in one of those private clubs. When I was leaving, there was like either high school or college kids coming in, like they were members. I was like, oh, you're like a member.
Kids are rich people.
They had tuxes, and I heard the lady like say, "Oh, there's this party cartoonists," and they were like, "Oh man," and they left. They didn't. I'm not kidding. They went out the doors to go somewhere else.
They don't want to get slime on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you imagine your parents buy you a membership in a private club?
So wait, did you make an eye wide shut joke to Mort?
No.
Because he would get that. Yeah.
He's tired. People making jokes about his eye patch all night.
I swear, seriously.
Did you used to be a pirate before you were a cartoonist?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tired of that.
He also has a hook for a hand. So,
yes.
But no one. Please just make fun of my hook. Please stop licking my eye patch. He's a hunch on his back. So please make fun of my other elements. So
that's what happened to me.
Wait, was George there? I know he's not a New Yorker cartoonist.
Yeah,
but...
you have to be a New Yorker cartoonist at this party. Yep.
Man.
I wasn't going to give up.
So wait, here's the thing. Do you know the other New Yorker cartoonists? Because I imagine you all just sit alone in your places.
I know some of them. I've been to events, parties. Okay. We get together.
Okay. So the New Yorker kind of tries to act like it's, got a bullpen.
Yeah.
Of regulars. Okay.
They
I wasn't sure. Yeah. I wasn't sure how cutthroat and independent it was.
My job?
Yeah.
It's cutthroat, but we're all polite.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You're all used to being rejected. So.
Yes. Let's talk about Virginia.
Yeah. Who was your comedian? Ronnie Chang? Did Rodney?
Not Rodney. You said,
what?
It's Ronnie.
Oh, I Googled Rodney Chang and people came up.
Oh, no.
Oh my God. Okay.
He's on the Daily Show. You know him.
Oh, yeah. I do know who he is. Oh, okay. I literally had Rodney Chang Googled, so I didn't know who the hell he was. Wait, this isn't the guy that like
didn't Rodney Chang cause those riots in L.A. when?
Yeah, another timely reference. Yeah. Okay, so I was gonna make up. I had a whole funny list of made up facts about Virginia.
We do real facts. Come on.
I didn't have to come up with fake ones. Well, I thought you and George were going to both be here, and I was just going to mess with George and see if I could trick him into believing things that weren't true. So hold on. I
got it. Listen.
No, I have things that are interesting, that are real.
Well, truth be told, you filled in what we call last minute.
Oh, yes, Tim.
So
please don't edit that out.
I thought if George comes, he's going to tell me how many people live there. Yeah. And such, because I did not look that up. Did you look it up?
I don't care. No one cares. I have interesting things to talk about. In Virginia, did you know that they have weird laws?
Did you steal my bit?
I don't think so. Is it about no tickling women?
That's my trademark bit, strange laws.
No, I listened to one of your other episodes, and you guys are like, oh, we should have done that. I never do that. And so I was like, okay, this is a future episode. I'm going to do it.
Yes, it's illegal to tickle women.
It's illegal to tickle women. There's no spitting on seagulls.
But
do you have that
Kevin,
one? Yes.
I mean, tickling women. How do people live there without tickling women?
I couldn't. I simply couldn't.
That's the only thing that brings joy to most people's lives.
That's true. I'd say it's 95% of my relationship.
As long as it's consensual.
Exactly.
There's a loophole.
Yes.
You can tickle women in a car if her husband is waving a red flag in front of it.
It's good.
Because you mixed up my...
Listen.
You crashed in...
You can do your bit. I've got more stuff. I thought you were going to say there's like a loophole as in like a glory hole type situation.
That too.
Or anonymous tickling. It's just a finger reaching through and then you have to...
Oh, this episode's going to be blue, huh?
No, there was nothing sexual about that. It's tickling. They're all.
Well, also in Prince William County, it's illegal to park on the railroad tracks. Did you see that one?
No.
Isn't that sad?
I told you I have interesting facts. Funny. I have funny bits.
That means people were parking on the railroad tracks.
Did you know that they have the world's oldest ham?
No.
You can view it online. It has a webcam known as the Ham Cam.
How old is it, Kevin?
1902, I believe.
Wow.
Yes.
Why? Where did they find it?
Yes.
Is it sitting where it was formed?
I don't know. I figured you were like in your 30s at that point, so I figured you would be able to tell me. So.
You don't know anything about this ham?
No, 1902.
All right.
It's cured, obviously, but there's also a ton of UFO sightings. There's a ton of paranormal stuff in Virginia. Wasn't there?
Is there a cryptid? Did you look up a cryptid?
There is a cryptid. Which it's not you're not talking about the Bunny Man or the Witch of Pungo, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
The Pongo Bunny Man.
Okay. Those are two different things. It's either the Witch of Pungo or it's the Bunny Man legend.
The Witch of Pungo. That sounds great.
Also, there's Bigfoot sightings, of course.
Of course.
Then there's Satan's Bridge, and then there's the Mothman connections.
I read about the Mothman. Well, in Waynesboro,
yes,
a female motorist can't drive on Main Street unless her husband is waving a red flag in front of her car.
I can't tell if that one's real or not.
That's real.
That is real.
Now people get the joke I made earlier. Since you,
people aren't still here. They're not still listening.
But does he sit on the hood of the car with his flag?
Mothman?
No, this man who has to wave a flag while his wife drives.
No. That's a good question. I don't know.
I like to think he'd do that rhythmic gymnastic thing, where the people jump around with their, like the swirly flag behind them.
Yes.
Yeah. I like to think that's what he would do.
I'm trying to think the name of that. There's a specific name for that.
Rhythmic gymnastics. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, yeah, there's a name for the flags. It's called fluttering.
No.
It's called fluttering. Oh.
That's what you do in prison. Anyway, let's move on. I'm going to spend too much time Googling it.
No, we're going to finish this bit that you presented out of order.
Oh, that's fine.
It's illegal to wash a donkey on the sidewalk in Virginia. Did you see that?
I did not.
Okay.
Did you know?
You know why it's illegal?
Why, Tim?
Forget it.
No, I want to know. I want to know. Why is it illegal to wash a donkey on the sidewalk in Virginia?
So they'll go wash their donkeys on the train tracks. Or people are parking their cars.
I was going to say.
But,
okay. It's good.
So what were you going to tell me?
Did you know it's illegal to knowingly throw out rocks?
Rocks? That's not real. Must be some type of rock.
You have to refer to a sex worker as a hooker in Virginia. So, is it
illegal to spit on Mark Twain's grave in Virginia?
Oh, yes, that's right. I almost forgot.
I think so.
It's Mark Twain's
final resting place.
Final resting place is in Virginia. So he gets around.
Now I'm really sad George isn't here for this.
Go ahead.
The flag and the seal. They're both the same thing. It's an image of a lady with a spear exposing one of her breasts.
Amazing.
As she stands triumphant over a man whose crown has been knocked off. Wow. Can you believe this?
He tried tickling her.
He did try tickling her.
That'll do it. Yeah.
You got it.
He always dodges whenever he's always looking for boobs. And typically he just finds you. But otherwise, yeah, we watch a lot of movies with nudity, and George is never here for him. So, let alone the seal and the flag.
There's no nudity tonight, was there? There's nothing.
No, unfortunately not. Naked robots, but otherwise. So we've got a movie with Ronnie Chang in it tonight.
You want to talk about the movie? Yes.
Yeah, sure. So
before we get there, don't forget, Kevin.
What?
Do you need old records or even new records? You like CDs? You like to shop where Kevin Kablasto shops? Shop at Needle Drop Records in Rochester, New York. Only closed Mondays and Wednesdays. Now and then.
Now and then.
1780 Monroe Avenue, Brighton, New York. There you go.
Yeah.
When you come by, I help your friend out.
Yeah. Go say hi to Russ. Tell him Kevin and Tim sent you, and he'll have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
No discount. Oh, he listens.
Tell him Kevin sent you. He'll know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, tell him Seddy Bimco sent you.
Yeah, he'll have no idea what the hell that is. I still don't know. So
1991. How many years after Star Wars changed the world is that?
79 plus 10, 12?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And you know what happened in 1991? You'll love this because Kevin works in IT.
No, I do not.
August 6th, 1991, the first ever website was created. It was called info.cern.ch.com.
That's very exciting.
What do you think the first thing he Googled was after Naked Counselor Troy?
Oh, me?
No, him, when he first created the website. What do you think was the next text after he texted in Naked Counselor Troy? That's what I'm saying. What do you think that?
I don't think you know how websites work. You said the first website. There's not going to be a search engine to search sites.
There would be no Google? My joke is nonsense?
Google is a website. Tell you what, let's back this up. Hey, Tim, what's the first thing that this person that you said him, I don't know who you're talking about. Did you say the name of the guy who created it?
Tim Berners-Lee.
Okay, there you go. What do you think that Tim Berners-Lee Googled after Naked Counselor Troy?
Yeah, what do you think? I don't know.
Duh. I was setting you up, and then you.
But I don't know. I think, what is the secret of the ooze?
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. There you go.
First website.
I'm sorry, listeners.
No, it's all going great.
I'm sorry, George. That's our only listener. Hopefully, Dirk and Marcy force themselves to listen to this. So, anyway.
This is a show about support and hearing one another.
Did you read Marcy's letter?
Giving each person a chance to talk. Did I read it on the air?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I can do it this week.
Good.
Cut that out.
Now I have something to look forward to.
So this movie, now it is a mess.
It is.
But I do have a synopsis.
Do it.
This is the story of a journalist who uncovers an extraterrestrial, I guess, entity taking over an Air Force base in Washington, D.C., and he must foil its plans of world domination.
There you go.
And he teams up with General Anders. Just get that, because this movie's a mess. This is
It is. I like how you...
Yeah.
Now, it's General Anders. Mm-hmm. Is his name Frank McCall?
Yeah.
Is that
the journalist, Frank McCall.
Yeah. You didn't say his name. So I'm just... Those are our two main characters.
We're just starting, George. I mean, Kevin.
Please just call me George.
Yeah, just starting, George.
I will say worse things as the episode goes on. So
we'll try to talk about this movie in big chunks, but yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess.
My name is George, and I can't wait to talk about the hookers in this movie.
Oh, so many hookers in this movie.
Okay, so the movie starts in 1986, which is weird in itself because I saw a little bit about the behind the scenes, and this movie was filmed in like 1986.
Really?
But then they had to shelve it because they didn't have enough money. They $50,000. They had to shelve it. Then they finished it in the 90s.
This explains the weird special effects I saw.
Yes, that's what it was.
It was odd.
That's why they shelved it, because they needed more money to finish the special effects.
Oof.
Yeah.
Money well spent.
Yeah, and this is what they came up with. So.
I didn't see that. What, the date came out on the TV? I mean, the date came on the movie that was 86 or what?
Well,
you read about it.
Well, here's the thing. It said like 1986 on screen at the beginning, as if we were going to have a time jump.
Okay.
Which you didn't. We didn't.
No.
But in reality, the movie was also made in 86. So I don't know if they had other plans.
You know what else often gets shelved?
What?
Recordings of Bat and Spider. They have to redo them. They're so bad. They just shelve it and fix it up in post a couple months later.
Based on the stuff that makes it to the airwaves, I would hate to hear the stuff that doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know their names aren't legally Bat and Spider?
I know. It's cheese and crackers.
Yeah, there you go. You're building up to that scene, which you'll accidentally skip.
I can cover the beginning. It's army men in a school bus on the run. Yeah. What?
Have you seen a film by Charles Band? What is it? Full Moon Pictures, I think. They did like Puppet Master and everything.
Did not.
Yeah. They do a bunch, Ginger Dead Man and stuff like that. But they also tried
Ginger Dead Man.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That one's fun. It's Gary Busey doing the voice of the gingerbread character. Okay. It's so stupid. That one's actually fun. Okay. But anyway. My point is this, for anyone who's familiar with those movies, this movie starts off looking and sounding like one of those movies.
Okay.
It's ultimately, I hate to say better. It's not really better, but it's really just the music that sounds like it's the same composer as one of those movies.
Oh, this music. Let's play it here. It sounds very influenced by the Batman theme song. I thought.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Batman from...
89, yeah.
Yeah.
It was very much like that.
Not 66.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Which, like I said, they would have added the music in post, so that movie would have come out between when they started this movie and when they finished this movie.
Yep.
So,
but it starts with army men in a bus. They're being...
go ahead.
Chased by other army men. They get shot, murdered. One man sees a light in the sky and he gets burnt up to a crisp.
The best.
I don't know
scene of the
if
movie.
which happens first. It doesn't matter. We're also introduced to Frank McCall. He's running around checking out crazy stories. It's this couple who are the most interesting people in the movie.
Yes.
They're like, yeah, we have a 2-headed dog. And he goes to take a picture of it, and we never see it.
No, but it's honestly like a nicely framed scene of this odd-looking couple on this couch, and it for a moment it gave me hope that this movie could have something to it.
Yeah, because they're like, we're working on a 3-headed dog, and then we're working on a 4-headed dog.
Yep.
You know what they're going to name the 4-headed dog?
What?
Trilogy. Yeah.
I don't.
So Frank goes on. He's interviewing people who have seen UFOs.
Yeah.
And he works for the National Scandal. Mm-hmm. We have to explain for our younger listeners. There used to be all these papers like the Enquirer, the National Scandal, and they had all these crazy headlines like "Woman gives birth to Bat Boy."
Yes, Bat Boy was the
famous one.
National Enquirer, I believe.
Elvis is alive. There's Jewish space lasers starting the forest fires. Crazy stuff like that.
I think that one came out fast. I did buy the final issue of National Enquirer.
Oh, do you still have it in plastic?
Of course. Not
on
plastic.
Your wall?
It was never in plastic. So yes, I do. I took down all the family photos to hang it up. So.
What was the last headline?
It's a good question. It's been many years.
Whoa. You don't remember it?
No. It said Seddy Bimco will never make it to episode 150. I believe that was what it said. So it said half bat, half spider. Hybrid is too disgusting to live. That's what it said.
So here's the interesting thing about Frank. Mm-hmm. He's going to his office. He gets a taxi, and the driver tells him a big story because I guess he knows Frank is a reporter. He said, yeah, Elvis comes in here. He gets a ride every week. Yeah. And one day, Elvis, he started singing Teddy Bear, and he wanted to give me a hand job.
I wrote that down, too.
That was the taxi driver. Not making that up, right, Kevin?
No, I wrote that down.
I was like, this movie's getting good. Is that what he said?
That's verbatim. Yeah.
Well, I have my first list.
Okay.
It's kind of blue this week, Kevin.
Listen.
I'm afraid to speak it aloud to you.
Yeah, go ahead. I think we're already in that territory.
So how about some other songs Elvis sings during sex acts?
Okay.
When Elvis is having... what's that?
R.I.P. Elvis.
Why are you walking away? When Elvis is having sex at a furry convention...
Yes.
He sings "You're the Devil in Disguise."
Okay.
When Elvis shows you his now tattoo on his left testicle, his never tattoo on his right testicle, he sings, "It's now or never." George is so happy he's not here.
Good God. George loves Elvis. George typically is dressed up like Elvis when we record, so this would have been very awkward.
When he sings "If I Can Dream," what do you think he's doing? If I can dream. Well, he's trying to talk a lady into anal.
Yeah, you got blue all right. Or brown, blue, whichever.
How about "My Way"? He sings "My Way."
No, does he?
Yeah, he does a version.
Okay.
That's when he's trying to talk a lady into anal again.
Okay. This list is 16 items. I can see it reflecting in your glasses. Anyway, continue.
When he sings "I Got Lucky," what do you think he's singing about?
I don't know, Tim. What's he singing about?
Talked a lady into doing anal. So.
Okay, good.
Cut all that out.
No, that's funny. Yeah, we don't want the podcast to be funny.
So Roger, Frank, he has a editor.
Mm-hmm. Oh God!
And he's like over the top. He's like J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
He wants him to cover the photos of a military exercise.
He is something else.
The plot is okay until we get to later, but yeah, he's something else. He wants them to go shoot pictures of a new military exercise. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The sheriff and we meet Anders. They come to that site where the soldier was burned up, and they talk about it. Nothing interesting, really. Just
I've got a note here, but I probably skipped a bunch of stuff because
This is them looking at the site where the soldiers were murdered by other soldiers.
This is a matter where it comes in. It's just a line from the editor, but he's yelling at someone in the office and saying, it's not unhuman, it's inhuman. Use that dictionary for Christ's sake.
Right.
So it's like always yelling at people. And he is just, I wrote down later, he shows up again multiple times. And I'm just like, is this the worst character in the movie?
I think he's the best character in the movie.
Well, that's the flip side.
Yes.
By saying worst, I also mean best. Okay.
But there's a colonel. He meets Anders here. They seem to be at odds for no reason, but they see the burnt up man. Oh, and he doesn't want this incident to upset their military test.
So wait, I have to mention this isn't a joke.
Yeah.
So this movie has a lot of military stuff in it.
Jargon.
There's helicopters and stuff
yeah.
Well, no, don't worry. I'll let you get into your acronyms. But so I think that more often than not, if you have the military represented in a positive light in your movie, you can get a tax cut.
Right.
And then you also use equipment. It reeked of that at various points.
Reeked of using it, but I don't know. It was all models, I think.
It reeked of trying to get tax cuts by training the military in a positive way.
Because they did have that stealth jet they had back then. If you recognized it. I forget what it's called.
It's stealth jet.
Yes, stealth jet.
So
the editor,
anyway.
But the editor does yell things at him. Did you write this down?
Nope.
He says, last thing he yells at Frank is, make it juicy, baby.
Oh, I just wrote down most were shot. One was fried. And someone said, fried? What fried? Like what? I'm talking to that. Who says that? Fried? What fried? Like what? That's how he responded.
Was that a military man?
No, I think that was a reporter. So
Okay.
I could be wrong. I basically got to the end of the movie, then I finally wrote down the characters' names.
Okay.
After that point, I didn't know who mattered and who didn't. They threw a lot of military characters at you. So and I'm just like, who's going to die and who's going to live? So anyway, continue.
Yeah. Some guy who looks like Donahue, he loses his pass, and Frank, our intrepid reporter, steals his pass, gets into this.
Yeah, they're doing a test of the thing at night.
The colonel, but the colonel, he makes fun of Spanish to the face of his Spanish pilot's face. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, I missed that part. I wrote down some other insanely racist things that they said in this movie later.
Oh, I missed some of those.
Oh my God! Just wait.
It's all white people except one person. There's no women.
Yeah, no, it was. I don't want to spoil anything. We haven't met that character.
Well, we're gonna see Asmodes. What a great acronym.
Yes.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yes. So the guy flying the jet, it says something was going wrong, and he was switching to a manual override, and it said like ASMODS program.
Well, I think that's the test was this program was going to help him do something, right?
Sure.
And it took over his plane.
Yep.
And they're like, turn it off, and he shoots the computer, because it won't turn off. And he takes out a pistol and shoots his cockpit and crashes, and it blows up.
But he says, "Thank you, Lord."
I know.
And then Scott, who's the pilot, blows up in the vehicle. Why does he say, "Thank you, Lord"?
I don't know. They're trying to get funding from the church, I think, to help make this film.
Well, funding from God. Yes.
Just like Love on a Leash, right?
God. Yes, that's good. So, that's a good callback. Listen to that episode.
Call back to things you never saw, if this is your first episode. Asmodes.
Yeah.
What's it stand for?
You tell me, Tim.
Well, I thought maybe it stands for... Did we ever learn what it stands for?
Yes, and I wrote it down.
I didn't.
I wrote it down. Do you want me to actually tell you? Do your bit, and then I'll tell you. It's funnier that way.
I don't have a bit. I'm tearing it up.
Okay.
Maybe it stands for Angry Science Matters Over Dinner Settings.
Yes, most likely.
All sins matter, oppression, daggers, sexting.
That's okay. Yes, it's good job, Tim. That's very
Asmodes.
good.
What do you?
I don't have any because I knew that you would dig into this so deep that I didn't need to touch it.
No, I'm not doing it anymore.
Okay, it actually
What's it mean?
You find out way later that it stands for Automated Systems Managing Offensive and Defensive Strategies.
Wow.
Yes, this is worse than Marvel with S.H.I.E.L.D. and MODOK.
What's S.H.I.E.L.D. stand for? Come on.
No. Why did you ask me what MODOK stands for?
No, I'm asking what S.H.I.E.L.D. stands for.
It stands
Supreme Headquarters International Espionage Law Enforcement Division.
See, that one's good. Whereas this, it's ASMODS, and they kind of ASMODS. I guess it kind of works, but they call it Asmodeus, right? Or Asmodeus.
No,
they call it Asmodeus.
That's a different movie.
No, that's this movie. They call it
with all the singing.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what movie you're talking about.
Amadeus.
Oh, Amadeus. Amadeus doesn't have singing. It has
yes,
a guy playing piano. No, it doesn't. Oh, Amadeus?
They're singing too. They sing. That lady sings.
Oh, yeah. Okay, in that 6-hour movie, I'm sure there is someone singing. So, yes.
So
I like how you just have co-hosts that get angry at you. Anyway, so yes, thank you, Lord. Now I understand why he said thank you, Lord, when he died.
Because the church wanted funding? Yeah.
When it was the end of this.
His end of his part of this movie?
Yes. That's what I will say. I will shoot my computer and say thank you, Lord, at the end of this podcast.
So Frank takes pictures. He shouldn't be there. General Anders, that becomes his buddy a little bit. It's like a reluctant buddy movie.
Yep.
He grabs him. He gives him to a soldier. Says, "You keep you keep an eye on him. We're not done with you." Wah wah wah.
And there's a captain, and the general says to the captain, and I'm paraphrasing, but he says, "You're always trying to staple my ass to the floor."
I missed that.
Yeah, I had to go back for that one.
Well,
but
this soldier that is guarding Frank, he just blankly says, "I know all about you. I know your birthday and your name." And Frank's like, "Oh, well, I saw some. I found some scenes they cut out on YouTube of other things this soldier knows about Frank.
Okay,
because soldiers never met Frank. He knows
it's a random G-man.
He knows that Frank cries every time he watches E.T., especially because they never made those 5 sequels he really wanted to see." He says also, "No, Frank cried for 3 days due to the pain of getting an image of E.T. tattooed on his inner thigh."
Okay.
And he knows that Frank cries every time he loses a girlfriend after she sees his E.T. tattoo, because the drunk tattoo artist didn't tattoo E.T., but an upside-down image of testicles. Thus, women think he has a tattoo of his testicles on his inner thigh next to his real testicles. Okay?
Okay.
I'm not afraid of silence.
Get to the funny one. Okay. Get to the funny one, Tim.
Oh, the punchline?
Yes, that's what you're
I deleted the punchline. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Well, this soldier, he puts Frank in a car, and there's other soldiers that look like they're zombies in a way. They don't talk.
They're G-men.
Takes them away.
Sunglasses, black suits.
Yeah, they're like Men in Black.
Yes.
Frank is taken to a place with a chair. They tie him up, and they're going to inject him with green stuff.
Did you write down Frank's fantastic line?
When that happens?
He says, "I'm not like most people. Pain really bothers me."
Yes. He had a bunch of lines like that.
Yes.
It's like, "Hey, I don't like needles. I'm going to faint."
That line wasn't in the movie. You're ad-libbing. You're trying to make this movie better than it was.
I only like it when ladies strap me to a chair. Come on.
He said, "I only like it when Elvis puts it in there."
So
that's a reference to something.
This episode is going to get a blue warning.
Yes. Anyway, he gets saved by I don't remember his position.
Anders and Harvey.
Yeah.
They come in shooting. Some of the guys shoot themselves. And they rescue their friend, their journalist Frank.
Harvey had a whole conversation with Frank about being a pecker breath.
Yes.
And it was supposed to get laughs, and it was
awful. That was serious.
Anyway, there's callbacks to that later even.
They get into a car, and soldiers chase them, and there's like a UFO in the sky chasing them, and
Harvey basically
lasers. They leave Harvey behind.
He's the sacrificial lamb. And gets attacked by the UFO.
Anders and Frank get away in their car, right?
Yep. And then there's a joke in there about how come every time someone tries to photograph something spectacular it's with a shitty camera, which I'm assuming is referencing Bigfoot and all the other cryptids and stuff and UFOs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, people used to have cameras. Those young kids listening can't just take a picture with your phone.
Which there is something weird that comes up with the camera later. I don't know if you noticed it.
I really hated everything about this movie.
So good.
I was trying to latch onto something.
Okay.
But Frank is not likable at all.
Oh, the car gets shot up, and then they get to like a
hotel.
Checkpoint.
They get to a hotel.
What about the checkpoint where the guy says...
Well, they're on the run. They get to a hotel, and they're like, can we have one room? We can only afford one room. And the guy's like, well, I need to see that you're legally married, which is 1991, so they can't be married.
Well, they don't have money to get in. And one guy says he's got a Rolex, and and he gets in a room. And then the other guy says, I have $1.73 and a Timex.
Yes.
Whatever it was. Yeah. And he said, I'm afraid I'm going to have to say goodnight. Yes. I believe that's what happens. Yeah. But yeah, their car is falling apart, and they pull up to like a checkpoint.
It's falling apart. They get pulled over by a police officer, and it looks like...
he says, do you know how fast you're going? And he says, no, I didn't, because the speedometer is melted.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Oh. And then the guy says, I'm Michael McKean. Remember me from Laverne and Shirley?
Yes.
So I wasn't Squiggy. That was the other one. Hello, Laverne. And he said, that's a line I didn't say. That was Squiggy that said that. You may know me from not that.
So anyway, they keep driving.
You're probably the only person I know who knows who Laverne and Shirley and Squiggy are.
Probably.
What a weird world.
Yes. Yeah. They go to the next army base, and their car is like smoking and on fire. And the soldiers point guns at them, and
they pull up to the checkpoint, and someone says, have some problems, Captain? And he just like rolls his eyes at him, and it's not funny.
No.
And this is one of the many times while watching this movie that I was trying to distinguish what makes a movie good and what makes a movie bad, and do I hate all movies?
Really?
There's many points in this movie that made me just feel like, do I hate movies? because all the elements of a movie were there, but everything was so poorly executed that it's just, I couldn't pinpoint the exact thing that was bad. It was just everything. So anyway.
They drive up to the military base, and there's those zombies taking over, and they point guns at the car, and Frank says, these are not the droids you're looking for. Yeah. Anyway.
That's how this movie is like Labyrinth.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
This movie's so bad, I don't even care about the plot I kept track of.
Listen, I'm going to blaze through the rest of my notes so we can get to the juice here.
Wait.
Yes. Well, this is sequential. I will say they are reviewing photos that he took after he said it was a shitty photo or a shitty camera. And then he said, these look great. It's hard to believe I got these with a disc camera.
Oh, yeah.
And they did pull out some 5 1/4 discs earlier.
Ooh.
Not the 3.5.
You
ones.
IT people, you're on top of this stuff.
Listen, I just grew up in an era when computers. I'm Xennial, I believe is what they call my generation.
How many pixels were in that photo?
They didn't talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't talk about that.
Is that the odd thing you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, disc camera is not a common thing.
And the other odd thing, they show a meeting, because I just read that synopsis, and I'm not sure.
It's weird.
They said, well, we used a secret contractor for this computer program. We don't know how to work it. Anyway.
That's when they reveal what the system stands for.
But at the end of this movie, were you confident this was a rogue AI or this was an alien entity?
No.
I wasn't sure what it was.
Okay, so my takeaway was this, because I don't care. It was that it was AI, and that there was no alien anything. That was the thing that people were confused by, thinking, oh, it's alien technology. It wasn't. It was just AI.
Okay, well, here's my other thing. In this movie, the humans that the AI is taken over, they inject people with green
liquid
to keep them under their control. So what was the first instance where a computer program injected a person with green ties that had no hands?
There's another scene where they are controlling. Spoiler alert! They're controlling what's his name, the other guy that you mentioned by name.
Oh, we didn't. We're only talking about Frank and his buddy Anders.
No, you mentioned someone else when
There's
they went to
Colonel
It doesn't
Anheuser.
matter.
Colonel
Doesn't
Anheuser,
matter.
right?
Yeah. I guess
Colonel
we should-
Anheuser Busch.
Yes, and the joke is he's like Colonel Budweiser. He's like, it's Anheuser. So stupid. No, Harvey. Harvey's the guy. So Harvey also, you love it.
I'm just thinking of them writing this movie. I don't know.
It's like something who's your buddy? Silly McGillicuddy or whatever.
McGillicuddy?
Yes.
That would be his joke from 1932.
Yes, exactly. So that ham was already sitting there for like 20, 30 years by that point. So anyway, the Harvey shows up and has the helmet that he tries to put on.
You were getting ahead of yourself.
But I'm answering your question. He tries to put it on Anders, and that tries to brainwash him too.
That came out of nowhere, like later in the movie.
But they have that, and they have their green liquid. But they first tranquilize him with a green liquid.
Yes.
So I don't know.
So
It's a chicken and egg situation.
let me try to help people understand that Anders and Frank, they get away because the base is being taken over by the zombie people computer. They get in their special jet and they fly. We have some Star Wars-like action because they shoot little lasers at each other.
So wait, you haven't talked. We need to bring this up. We haven't talked about the AI at all. The AI talks, and it talks through this other ship.
Yeah.
But it has a really stupid voice.
Yes.
And I'm trying to look at some of the lines that it says.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to zip past any of the lists you have here.
I don't have any
Hit me with
list.
this list.
It's the computer literally says the line, "I'll do the job you don't have the balls for."
Right.
It literally says that.
Yep.
But it's like kind of an expected computer voice, but also not. It's like a deeper kind of demonic voice.
Yeah.
There's a stupid montage.
It should have sounded like Stephen Hawking, I think.
It should have sounded like Johnny Five.
Yeah, or Johnny Five.
Yeah. There's an annoying montage scene where the two were getting interviewed by these people, and it was meant to be like frenetic and funny, and it was awful.
Yes.
And when the reporter finds out what's actually going on, that it's AI, he says, "Fantastic, makes my belly button pucker."
Right.
What a stupid line. And he also says, "I got to take a dump. Where's the head?"
I know.
Yeah. And then he tells the guy outside the bathroom, "You're not going to come in and help me wipe. I could strangle myself on the paper." It felt very much like Night Killer.
Yeah.
Like we were watching Night Killer or Love and the Leaves.
If they had gone all the way.
Yeah. Ugh.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the zombies take over.
That they land at the next base. Mm-hmm. And that's when a guy just steps up to the plane and says, "Cheese and crackers."
That's right.
I don't know. We never see him again.
Yeah.
That was the director's cameo, I think.
Yeah. We've got, I think, swearing, elsewhere and stuff. And then,
You want to go over the swearing?
No.
So
we're already pretty blue.
They get to the other base. They're like, "Listen, this is going on." And they're like, yeah, I don't believe you. And they also say, "Should we call the other army base?" And he to the colonel. And the colonel's like, "Well, I don't know. It's 4 a.m. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't. That's so stupid. I love that. It's amazing.
So they,
I did get where General Budweiser does say, "You print any of this crap without my approval, and I'm going to squash your nuts."
That's right. A lot of nuts in here. That's why I have my testicle tattoo.
So okay, we go from that to cheese and crackers. So it's like
that's what that old man calls nuts. Cheese and crackers.
Oh God, it's the reshoots. It's the reshoots. Anyway, go on.
That's why I say, "Ow, my cheese and crackers," every time he visits the masseuse.
I do have. Can you focus on my cheese and crackers? I do have another good line from it's not a good line. It's just a weird line from the AI that says, "I'm America incarnate."
I know.
Fighting flesh, which makes no sense. Let them see the light. But it's said through a military guy as he's blowing up helicopters.
Frank, he's waited all his life for this story. Is that when there's that montage? I missed that montage.
It is. It's the montage.
But Frank is so stupid. Right in front of the military men, he's like, "Whoa, look at these great pictures! I can't wait to publish them." Like, you're terrible at this, aren't you, Frank?
He really is.
He gets to know Harry Anders, the general.
Yes.
Who is he's divorced, and he's all like, I like my country, but they waste a lot of money.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I wrote that down.
Gotta make America great again.
There's a lot of talk in this movie from the 90s about government waste. Mm-hmm. It's very bizarre.
It's odd.
It's very bizarre.
Because not
a joke.
I don't think anybody in this movie has links to a lot of other movies. There's nobody in here I can say, hey, you know this guy.
No.
Nobody.
Apparently there's some tiny role of someone that showed up in maybe a John Waters film, but I couldn't even catch who it was, honestly.
So yeah, you're right.
John Waters.
Frank has to take a dump, and of course the possessed Harvey shows up, and he shoots Anders and puts the brainwashing helmet on him, and
it's like a Doctor Who.
It is.
Yeah. I figured you'd like that.
And the other guy goes to kill Frank in the bathroom, but luckily there was a gun taped to the back of the toilet seat. He came out and shot Harvey. Then he went out to the dining room, shot the guys at the table. Yeah.
Yes, I got your Godfather reference.
Now, he took the top of the toilet seat and knocked this possessed soldier out, then saves Anders, and they get Anders. Anders saw a little tiny robot and a light in his head, by the way.
Yes.
I guess that is foreshadowing, but I cared so little about this movie. It does have stop motion. I was like, oh, stop motion. But still.
Did you know that going in?
No. Frank doesn't get to poop. He was in there listening to his tapes.
Rest of the movie is just talking about how he's got to find a bathroom.
Yes.
And, so
he's all backed up.
ET's coming out. ET's phoning home. Yeah. Yes.
This is odd when they come and take the brainwashing helmet off Anders.
Yes.
And other military people show up because it's the Pentagon. By the way, I should say this: they're in the Pentagon. Remember?
Okay.
Aren't they?
I guess so.
Because the other guys, the other military men are in the other room.
They had one building to film this all in.
And they saw on the camera that these guys are fighting in the cafeteria. He goes, not in the Pentagon.
I didn't catch that.
They run down there and shoot everybody.
Oh my
but
God.
when he takes the brainwash helmet off, the other guy in the Pentagon says, hey, that's a brainwashing machine. You did not hear that?
I can't.
He says, that's a brainwasher. I wrote it down.
Oh my God. No. Is that real?
That is real.
Oh my God. How did I miss that?
And they showed a bunch of headlines on the national scandal.
I've got that in here. So that's at the end of the movie.
No, they do it here too. I don't know why.
I must have blacked out. Go on.
But the funny thing I saw was one of the headlines was chimp tears off kid's arm, which today I'm like, really? That's all? He didn't rip all their faces off and murder the whole family?
Yeah.
That really does happen. Because the rest of them were just crazy pictures,
Yes.
Hitler's still alive, saying he's going to make Germany great again, things like that.
Yes. Hitler looking for wasn't Hitler missing a ball or something?
Yes.
So, okay. A bunch of these military dudes, I'm jumping ahead. They go to, this is where my notes pick up.
Well, everybody gets separated here. This is the part of the plot where we I don't know.
Where things get real. Yes. No. This is the part of the movie where I paused it, thinking there's 12 minutes left, and there was 48 minutes left.
Yes. I was like that with this too.
That really happened. And I was like, I think I was on the phone with someone. Someone called me, and that's why I had to pause it. And
you didn't have to.
I exclaimed, no. And they're like, what's wrong? And I said, I'm watching this movie that I have to watch for a podcast. And I thought it was 12 to 15 minutes left, but there's 42 minutes left. And I said, it's so bad. Anyway, so yes. That's.
And then your dad hung up on you.
Yeah.
So Frank does quit his job. I forget exactly why. Oh, he thinks he's got the greatest story ever. Because he's seen all this and he got away. Yes. He tells everyone he'll see him in the funny papers because that's what you say when you quit your job at a newspaper.
Yep. Okay.
There is a lady that works there. There's no women in this movie. There's a lady that he's like, I'm quitting. You'll never see me again. She's like, yeah. How do you spell eviscerate? But she doesn't know how to do that. Women are treated poorly in this plot.
That was actually in the movie.
Yes.
That's not a Tim joke. That sounds like a Tim joke. That was actually in there.
Hey,
sorry,
give me credit.
That's where I wrote photographer quits. His boss is eating and talking about his photos. He's the worst.
Throws his food on the floor.
Oh, God. Okay,
So Anheuser and Anders, they go to the military base with Frank. No, not with Frank. To confront the brainwashed soldiers. Weird special effects. It's like, it looks like bad CG today almost. That's how I was confused.
Well, it's like VHS quality, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah. It's like computer backgrounds for a car to drive down. It's very odd.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that part.
So they meet with these soldiers. Oh, they do. They blow up the helicopters. They take them down an elevator that goes down really far into the ground.
The whole helicopter action scene, whatever. I'm just skipping past.
He takes Anders and Colonel Faraday, right?
I think so.
Or is it Anheuser-Busch? Anheuser-Busch gets possessed, right?
Sure.
So we got, and in the meantime, Frank is like, I gotta take the story. I gotta get to the story. So he drives up to the military base. He takes a picture of the guard and says something like, you see a bright light? So they immediately arrest him and take him to be with his other pals and take him down the elevator. And that's where they see tanks and airplanes being melted. That was that stop motion? Didn't look like it, but
I don't know. I mean,
they built a little set. They're melting down tanks and airplanes.
At least there were sets.
Yeah.
At least it was practical effects.
Because there's a stop motion robot that walks around on this set, which the UFO is its head, and
which is kind of cool.
They're melting tanks to make his body, I guess.
And so the AI is talking through this military dude, and he says, like, bottom floor, welcome to the New World Order, which, if you lived anywhere near this time, was a phrase that you heard a lot.
Isn't that an album?
You're thinking of New Order.
New Order, yeah. That's an album.
Well, I guess they did have a self-title album, I think.
Their next album was Welcome to the New World Order, right? What was their third album called?
It's still kind of new. Eventually, it was just okay. Anyway, it's computer talking through the guy, and he says, "I was programmed to," and then that line cuts off.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, but he has a few other good lines. He says, "America needed the F-23 like it needed an enema."
He's like, "Stop talking about Elvis."
Yeah, that's right. And so they say, "What do you want, Colonel?" And he says, "To kick ass," which is the AI talking through him.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, this AI is very aggressive, but also very human, talking about nuts and asses.
Yes.
This is a line, Tim, that goes way too far.
All right.
And a sensitivity warning here for the audience. I'm quoting the movie verbatim.
Oh, I know what you're saying now. Yes.
Okay. So he's talking about who they're going to nuke, the robot / AI is. And he's talking about flipping a coin. And he says, heads the Ruskies, which is Russia. For those, I don't know. This is very of a generation. And he says, tails the slants.
Yep.
Which is the very racist line. And then he says, oh, what the hell? We'll nuke them both.
Yep. He says, first we'll buy Greenland.
Oh, no. Too real.
This was too real.
Someone does actually say in the movie, the military sure does love their acronyms.
Yes.
Because they talk about HARV. HARV is
Harvey, right?
Well, Harvey, you're right. But it's it's heavily armored rampaging vaporizer. So it's HARV.
They left the EY off.
Well, no, the V. It's Harvey.
Oh,
letter V.
Man.
Yeah.
Well,
listen.
Forget my acronyms. They're all wrong.
What did you have, Tim?
No, they're just terrible. They're not funny.
I want to hear. Cut it out. I want to hear them. This is
hammering anyone roundly very easily. Yes.
That's awful.
And heavy armor raging victory every year? Question mark.
No, I do like the question mark, but no.
Nothing is like Chud.
No, yeah, no.
There'll
There
never
was-
be another Chud.
Was it Chud where you did the bit where it was you recorded yourself continuing to do?
Yes.
Yeah. That joke stood with me. That was a good joke. That was good.
You dream about it. So the robot kills this colonel. Faraday smashes him
The stop motion robot.
because he's trying to smash the other two, but they run into little tunnels. It's very much like the ending of The Hobbit. They're in little tunnels, and there's a big dragon.
Oh my God, it is.
And
It is. General Anheuser says, I don't know about you, but the situation is scaring the muffins out of me.
Wow, watch your language.
I know. They choose the weirdest
That's what the military
places.
calls turds, muffins.
Okay. Once again, nice segue. There's a lot of talk about government waste.
Yep.
So
They're looking through it. They're looking through a pile of government waste
Yeah.
because they need to
Yep.
find a rocket.
yes.
They find a lot of old stuff that they
Yep.
have piled up, like rations, I was trying to say.
Okay.
They find an old Playboy from 1989.
Oh
Kevin.
no. Yeah.
89 is when Batman fever was going on.
Oh, who's the centerfold?
Rusty Manners. And
Okay.
she liked a particular something about Batman because her favorite activity was listening to Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite book was The Little Prince. Favorite movie was Princess Bride.
Oh, okay.
Her favorite song to sing, Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor.
That was out of left field. Okay.
You know who wrote that, right?
Oh, did Prince write that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a deep cut. Okay.
What she's looking for in a date, someone with cute finger prints.
That's pretty good. Okay.
And her,
Also weird.
her favorite movie soundtrack, the soundtrack from Harold and Maude, made by the singer formerly known as Cat Stevens.
That's good. It's a good saying.
Now he's Yusuf Islam,
Yes. So
which is
bizarre.
fine, except for his thing where he was happy about what they're going to do to Salman Rushdie.
Hey, you
But
want
let's
to
not
hear
go down that road. What?
you want to hear more about Harold
Salman
and
Rushdie?
Maude?
Oh.
Listen to the movie The Mixtape, where they stupidly had both Tim and myself
Listen to them.
on to talk about Harold and Maude. But I will say Tim picked the movie, and it was a good movie.
The movie
So
mixtape.
not every movie is Invader.
Right. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Movie mixtape every week, every other week on Wednesdays, not on Monday or Tuesday or Thursday.
No, it is once a week. I think you're gonna throw people.
Oh, sometimes they're every other week, but
Are they?
maybe they're every week. Sorry.
I don't know.
The movie mixtape
I-
every week, Wednesdays, with your host Dirk and Marcy.
That's right. I just hoard them like Smaug hoarding the gold.
So they
Anyway.
do shoot the rocket launcher twice, and the second one blows up his head, and they run
Well,
away
hold-
because it's like
Tim.
what?
You left out a fantastic speech.
Oh, okay.
By this fucking robot. It started to get
That's
so
right.
blue.
He got the
but-
flag behind him.
Started to get blue, but the robot does. The robot does, and I turn down captions or
Open captions, yeah.
sure. And to get this exact, the AI says, "America, I want to fuck you.
Yes.
I want to scare you. I want to love you. I want to fear you." It's like U2 lyrics, you know?
Or a speech by Mr.
Who?
Donald J. President.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were going to say Bat and Spider.
Or Bat and Spider. Yes.
Yes.
Or you too, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Wow,
yeah.
that fits so many categories.
It's true. What is it? Thrill me, kiss me, kill me.
Right.
You know?
What year was that album?
That was with Batman Forever? Or was
You
that,
too
or
did
is
a
that-
song for Batman Forever? I did not know that.
Yeah. Or was that...
I've lost
it's-
all respect for them.
It's either Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. I think no. Batman Forever was "Kiss from a Rose" by Seal, so it was Batman and Robin.
Did They Might Be Giants do a Batman theme ever?
No, they did not. You can still have respect for them. They did. They did the song "Dr. Worm."
Okay.
A worm is not a bat.
What movie was that in? Harold.
The Tim Hamilton story.
But
See, Robert F. Kennedy life story, Dr. Worm. Yes.
so
Anyway.
they run. It's one of those blow-ups, just like the end of
Operation Greater Glory, active in 60 seconds.
Yes,
a female. It's like the female voice from Star Trek.
Yep, it's like the explosion at the end of Predator where they're running, and it's like the explosion on the Enterprise in Search for Spock when they Klingons are on the bridge and it blows up. And what's he say? The Klingons beam over, no one's there, and the commander back on the Klingon ship says, or the Klingon on the Enterprise says, just this computer is speaking, as if he's never encountered a computer before.
I thought they said, "What the hell are you?" And he said, "I'm a Klingon, but we used to look different. There was a genetic mutation for this one group." And what the hell are you from Predator?
Yep.
Okay.
So, it's like the ending of Return of the Jedi when they're flying out of the Death Star as it blows up behind them.
Wow.
Come on, how many other movies end like this?
We have the black man, Harry Enders, who says "Wahoo!"
Yes,
and then we've got the guy that looks like he has a vagina in his face that just like laughs indistinguishably next to him. Nian Niab or whatever his name was. Yes. Oh, so he laughs. Yes.
Isn't it how? Didn't Harold Maude end that way, running from a big explosion? Yes.
Yep.
Didn't Willy Wonka end that way? Then when they flew up through the sky elevator, when they looked back, the whole place was exploding behind them. Wasn't it?
Chocolate explosion.
Yes.
which is what our lead reporter is hoping to have when he reaches the toilet.
Yes.
He hasn't been able to go this entire time.
Got to get his biscuits out of there.
That's right. His muffins. He's got to scare the muffins out of him. So yeah, they blow up the robot.
He's not allowed to run towards the bathroom unless there's a woman waving a red flag in front of him. I don't think.
That's good.
Anyway.
And yes. What did they say to Elvis? You better not be tickling that woman.
Yes.
Oh, I just wanted to tickle her from behind. Yes.
Is that one of his songs?
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
I wanted to tickle her from behind as an Elvis song.
Yes.
I think it is. It's a later album, right?
Yes. So, yes, people go back to normal, and then there's playful banter. Playful banter, and then, God, I hate the press. Like Anheuser-Busch says. And then you've got spinning newspapers to wrap it up. Like, they talk about, yes?
But one is a fake name called Tempo, which is an acronym. Like, what the hell is that? Did you see it? It's supposed to be like time.
Oh, okay.
I'm not making that up. It said Tempo.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Get it?
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah. No. What do I get? I get that it's supposed to be like time.
Tempo.
Yeah. Sure.
I thought it meant maybe terrible, easy money pillaged overnight. There you go.
Okay, there you go. Wow.
Hey.
So the movie's done.
Was a terrible movie. Never watch it. But
yeah, I hope you...
Every movie has a bright spot. Here's where we talk about bright spots. Here where, at the end of the show, I like to say how this movie is like Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Because there's always a jewel that shines in any movie.
Okay.
Because...
Like in Star Wars, the jewel that they're chasing.
Yes.
Never actually seen Star Wars, so I'm just guessing.
The jewel of an idea.
Yes. Jewel of the Nile. Yes.
So how is this movie like Star Wars? Well, as we said, in this movie, we had a General Anheuser-Busch. Really in this movie. And I don't know if you remember, but in Star Wars, there was a General Ansel Light Speed. Remember that General?
Yes, I remember that General.
Also, when Frank McCall was trying to use the bathroom, he complained a lot about how he had a defective exhaust port.
That's good.
If you want.
Okay, that's good.
Take your pick. I'll take one out. But you like to tell us how it's like.
Labyrinth.
Oh, do you? I thought you were going to do Freddy the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Okay. How is this movie like Nightmare on Elm Street? With absolutely no thought put into this. Let me think. This movie is a literal nightmare. How's that?
Good.
Done.
Very good.
Yes.
Good job.
So, okay.
So I'll do a revenge story. Wherever you are, wherever you're hiding, I'll find you.
Revenge. One of us will die.
So let's hear your revenge story.
My revenge story, start the music. It's about Frank. He's now wandering around He's lost in thoughts because he wants to get revenge on the government for stealing his film, squashing his story. You know, such a big story. So he's walking around just thinking about revenge. So what happens? A government truck carrying a toxic waste crashes, and it spills toxic waste all over him.
Poor Frank. I love that character.
Almost hits him. And what happens is this liquid makes him invisible.
Oh.
So now he's really pissed as he has no health insurance to help him with being transparent. So he calls a helpline, though, to get some free help, because this is back when the government might have some free help for you.
Okay.
And he calls up a hotline. And the lady on the other end says, "So, you're saying you need help being trans?" And he says, "No, it's all cool if you're trans and you help people that are trans, but I don't need any help with that. I'm transparent." And she says on the phone, she's on the other line, she says, "So you are trans and you think it's very apparent?" And Frank says, No, it's all cool if you want to help people who are trans, but I am transparent. You can see right through me." And the lady on the phone says, "Right through you? How big is the hole in you?" And he says, No. Frank tells her, "I don't have a hole in me. I'm saying you can see through me. I'm clear." And she says, "Oh, I see, sir. You're queer. I should transfer you to the LGBTQ hotline." And Frank says, No, that's not what I'm trying to say. And he says, "Oh, forget it. What a mess." And he hangs up just as she says, "Oh, you want to wear a dress?" But then he goes to the local community center to get help. Yes. He goes into a meeting that he thinks is a transparent support group. But he sees it supports the trans community. And he says, "Oh, sorry." And everyone hears his voice and thinks he's a ghost, and they scream. Okay. They run away. Okay. Then he goes into the room that says see-through therapy. But there are ghosts in therapy supporting each other. So Frank gets scared and leaves. Then he finds a room for people who are fans of the show Transparent, even though that show's canceled because Jeffrey Tambor allegedly was abusive on set and it was canceled.
Oh, yeah. I forgot the name of that show.
Transparent.
Yes. Okay.
And then he finds a room where people are practicing transcendental meditation.
That's good.
So, but eventually, he just gives up. He just wanders the street wondering how he can get revenge and how he can get health care because nobody can see him. And he gets run down by a Trans Am. Driven by some kids from Transylvania. So now he's dead and he can go join the support group for ghosts.
Oh, I like that. That's kind of a happy ending.
The movie's called The Man Who Maybe Wanted to Be Trans. I just ruined it, right?
You did.
A happy ending.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'm going to say, hey, should we check the letter machine?
Yes, let's dig into that sack.
We got a letter from Marcy at the Movie Mixtape Podcast.
Oh. I didn't realize they allowed her outside correspondence.
Hosted by, the Movie Mixtape, hosted by Marcy and Dirk. I think they both live in England, right?
Yes, I believe so.
She says, "Hi, friends. Hope everyone is doing well."
You're not going to do the English accent?
Marcy has one?
Yes. She lives in England, you said.
Marcy has a Pittsburgh accent. Actually, she doesn't, because I lived there once, and I've heard it. You don't have that, Marcy.
It's Philly, I thought. No, she's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
That's right. We just doxed her.
Pittsburgh.
Sorry, Marcy. Okay.
She says, "I hope everyone is doing well. I hope recording is fun." No.
It isn't.
Just wanted to check in on some things. Number one, Tim, have you left Instagram yet? Pretty much. I just have whatever you call it. I'm just holding on to it. I don't want someone to steal my name like they stole my Wikipedia page.
Yeah, whatever happened with your Wikipedia? Why is it down?
I'm still hunting down whoever it is. Number two, don't watch Air Force One. I think the goal is to finally have you on the movie mixtape to go over it this year.
Oh, I thought it was her saying, like, this movie's terrible. I just saw it.
Kablasto, guess that means...
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, she says, Kablasto, I guess that means you're joining this journey, too.
I've
never seen that movie either, too.
Neither have I, and I guess you know that.
Okay, that's all for now.
Bye, Marcy.
And she signs off. There, we got some letters.
Wow, thanks, Marcy.
I'm like Bat and Spider.
That's right. We hoarded them all for ourselves. So
They get letters, but it's usually got a brick tied to it. Yeah, right?
yeah, they get letters, and it's typically P and U because they stink.
I got it. I got
Good.
it.
It's good.
They get letters. They get numbers. That's usually 1 and 2. You know, yeah.
What? Out of 100?
No.
I don't know. Okay.
Talking about going number 1 and 2, but never mind.
Okay.
Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, Kevin.
Yeah, we ended on a high note.
We had a great time.
That was good. That high note with that letter from Marcy and nothing afterward.
Nothing afterwards.
Yes.
You can follow us on Blue Sky, Reddit, Pixeled,
You're just making stuff up now.
and Mastodon. Because I'm kind of leaving the other ones behind. I haven't been on Facebook in forever. Got off the X site. Sorry. You can find us wherever you find podcasts anyway. Tell a friend. Tell your mom's friend.
Right into Seddy Bimco.
With the E at the end.
E at the end at gmail.com.
Because there's 2 episodes left before. 2 episodes to go before 150. Can you believe it?
Isn't Bat and Spider celebrating like their 100th episode? So?
Yeah, like they're trying to catch up with us.
Yeah, they never will.
So there'll be some special stuff going on. And you know what? Next week's a surprise. Come back here. Next week, we're going to look at a movie, but it's going to be a surprise.
Are you having Ronnie Chang on?
If you feel, yes.
Okay. Again? See, I'll say again.
I tried to talk to him, but his bodyguard was like, shut me out of the way.
Did you invite the bodyguard on?
Yeah, so come. Join us next week for a surprise episode. There's so many surprises.
Oh, man.
Bye, everybody.
I can't wait.
So long.
See ya.
This has been a Pity Party Line production.
Party line, it's a party line.
I gotta fill in for George and talk about Labyrinth.
That's right. No,
I'm not doing the current currency corner or whatever it's called. For the longest time, I never understood what the last word George was saying was in that. I had to ask Dirk, who's British,
Yes.
what the hell that bit was called. The British man had to tell me what the guy from Brooklyn was saying. So
Kerner? You didn't know Kerner?
No. Oh, okay, he's saying Kerner. Okay.